how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. I feel good. I've been doing calisthenics and like exercising and stuff.
That's the way to go.
Uh, you know,
That's the way to go.
I got a few events and stuff coming up, so I'm excited about that.
So, when you said you were messing around with that AI,
Yeah.
and you said uh, you had it build you a time machine,
No, a
or tell or
UFO.
give you, what was it?
A UFO.
A UFO. Okay, okay, my bad. So what? Okay.
So
Uh,
I had it base the build and the set of instructions off real scientific research and scientific data. So it's a theoretical like UFO build, but in
yeah.
theory it would actually work. But obviously that's with a lot of trial and error.
In theory, a lot of things could work.
Oh yeah, that's what's so great about life.
Right, I agree. I agree. So what I'm curious, what was its power source?
So it was so that's the thing. It came up with a new battery based off of it's a sodium based battery that
Okay.
uses a water electrolyte type system, almost like a brain, like electrolyte brain. It's almost like nuclear power in a sense, but like
Mm-hmm.
that's basically what the main power source would be. And then it had a ton of different like magnetic setups and like a geometric shapes and stuff like that. But I could send it to you actually. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I would
It's dope.
like to check that out. I mess around with it a little bit.
Yeah, it's I mean, I've used it. I use it a lot for like business stuff or like just simple things in general. I have a version since I'm a beta tester for OpenAI.
Okay. You probably got the better version because I try mine and a lot of it's just like it doesn't seem organic enough, you know.
Yeah, mine seems like a person.
I bet it does. I bet I've seen some of them. They're impressive.
Yeah, and
But I'm
then
using the regular, I think, Chat GPT 3, you know, the free whatever.
what's
So it's
up?
kind. Oh, what up, Cliff? I'm sorry. I'm not reading comments. I'm over here. I'm still trying to pull it up on the lap. Okay. What up, Cliff? What up, Ashley? Okay. Life is good. So honestly, man, I can't lie. A lot of people were probably tuning in expecting me to I was gonna like analyze the psychic reading that someone sent me,
Yeah, that's
but
fine
I
if you
can't.
want.
No, I can't. I can't do it. I mean, I hit him up. He said it's cool if I talk about it on here, but I'm like, can I say your name and everything and like talk about the details? And I was like, do you want to hop on? And he hasn't gotten back to me since then.
Yeah.
Granted, I didn't text him again till like 9:30, so
Hey, it is what it is, bro.
yeah, I'm gonna wait on that. But a lot of people might have been expecting that, and I apologize. The thing is, there's some really like I don't know, really personal things in there, and also he likes the person, the medium, and
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I
fair.
don't want to. He doesn't want me to like disrespect them or like make it, put them in a bad light. And I'm not gonna disrespect anyone, but
Yeah, that
like
makes sense.
I'm gonna call it for what it is. And I already seen a bunch of things to talk about, but I'll get into that another time. I apologize, everyone.
Hey, you're
He
good,
just he
bro.
hasn't he hasn't gotten back to me. So what up, Cliff? Cliff, this is Johnny Rocks. I know you remember him. He was in the comment section a while ago talking about all the AI and all the he was the one yo, Johnny, you were on fire that night.
Yeah, I was bugging out.
Yo.
It was a good time. I had fun.
Yeah, yo, that was a great time. I enjoy it, dude. Every like it just everyone keeps getting better and better. I've really been enjoying these. I can't lie.
Yeah, dude, I mean, they're fun. There's no other way to put it, really.
I mean, mine are pretty mild. Like, I watch some of these TikTok lives just to get an idea of what the energy's like over there. It's a different world. They got games going and shit
Oh
popping up
yeah,
on the screen, and
interactive, and they're
very,
like, you know what?
very interactive.
I mean, if we found, I mean, I guess we should start doing live action, like breaking stuff on live or something, like glass. Everyone loves the sound of breaking glass.
Nah,
No, I'm
you know
joking.
what? I mean, yeah, that too. I know what you're saying, but honestly, I'll do different types of challenges,
I hear that.
like like the psychic challenge and the out of body experience challenges and stuff, and I'll be like, host different types of debates on different esoteric topics. I know Cliff would appreciate that.
Yeah, that's dope.
But I'm not sure yet. I might end up, it might be a completely different thing than these Friday night live sessions. I might not want to do them both at the same time. I might have to be fully engaged in either or. I'm not sure. Maybe if I could get the software and figure it out. I don't know yet.
Yeah, I'll pull up on you and see what we can figure out.
Yeah, dude, like I said, my computer, like, it's tough for me to even record right now. And I know there's ways to clean it, but everything I see is trying to charge me money, and all the free shit don't do enough. So, like,
If you download
I don't know.
TeamViewer, I can log in remotely. You just give me the code, and I can tune it up for wherever I'm at.
Viewer?
TeamViewer, it's a remote desktop application. I'll send you the link and stuff.
Thank you. Cool.
Pay for it, so don't pay for anything when you download it. Do the
Trust me.
Yeah.
That's why I haven't. Yeah, and I'm so stubborn with it.
Hey, bro.
It's annoying.
I spent years doing all that. So.
I know you did. So did I, but I got my knowledge of it hasn't gotten anywhere.
Yeah,
it's gotten very.
You got brain knowledge.
I guess, yeah. I guess. Yeah, this stuff doesn't, and I tried, like, dude, the other night I was researching everything I can and reading and watching videos, and like I kind of got it to work, I guess, finally.
Hey,
but then
well,
it's too much.
It is what it is. Oh, you know what? That's a good idea.
What's that? Yo, Cliff, how you feeling out there?
I'm doing good. Oh, are you talking to the chat or me?
Yeah, I'm talking to Cliff. I missed him last week. Well, he was in the comments, and then I was supposed to join him, but it never happened. Yo, I'm working on a new song that has choir singing Dreamkeeper, and it's based off the Langston Hughes poem, and it's gonna be epic.
Yeah,
I can't lie.
Excited for that.
It might not be the best in the world because I did the drums on it, but whatever.
Hey, it is what it is, bro.
You know me.
Hey, my aunt.
Yo.
Came in here. Hey,
oh wow.
What's going on?
What's up, everybody? How do you tell who came on? Does it tell you?
Yeah,
what does it say?
It tells me who is watching.
It pops on briefly and then disappears, right?
Yep.
Oh, my sister's out there. What's up, Sisha? That's cool. Yeah, all right, not bad. I'm trying to you remember that last song that sounded, "Hey ladies," Cliff said, "Hey ladies." He's talking to him in the comments. Cliff is like an honorary Dream member, you know? Oh, your mom said hi to Carly. That's awesome. It's like a family friend reunion. Yo, Johnny, you still with us? You're looking kind of glitchy. I don't want to lose you. Did we lose you? Did we lose Johnny? I'm sure he'll be back. I don't know what's going on. I don't think it's my fault this time. Okay. Yo, Johnny, hop back. She said, "Nice to meet you, Cliff." Yo, Cliff. I'm sorry about last week. I don't know what happened the next day. I was with the family. He was always vanishing, Dan. Yeah, he's good at that, right? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's good with you, man. It's all good. Whatever. Keep trying. Okay, I see you there again. I think I got you. I got too much to reach around.
Yeah, I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, so we're good now.
Okay. Yo, I hope I don't get a call and lose this shit.
All right, let's
It's
just not
annoying.
even put that into the ether.
It's okay.
He said,
It's okay. We're here.
he said,
We got this.
be here now.
Yo, you ever read that book?
No, I haven't. I
Yeah,
will read it though.
it's trippy. It's trippy as hell.
Is it about how like we're always living in the past?
It is a psychedelic traveler from the 70s memoir of semi-coherent translations of the psychedelic world, mixed with some Hinduism, with a little shamanism, and a little hippie magic sprinkled on top.
Honestly, that was a great
Doodles.
description. I'll go and read that. Oh, I'm gonna put
It's
it
really
in.
cool, actually.
I'll add it to my.
There's a lot of pictures, a lot of hand-drawn pictures in it.
Oh, cool. I can't read, so that's perfect.
Me neither, dude.
Imagine. All right.
Yo, Elijah, my son, he's such a good reader.
I can't hear you so.
What's up?
No, you just came blasting over my sound system on my computer because I have the live up on here too.
Uh,
My bad.
yeah, I'm hoping the microphones are all working okay. I think I might only have left audio or right audio. Is that the case right now?
I don't know because you're on my phone, so you're coming out as mono
Right.
anyways.
Which that's why because in order to have the headphones hooked up, I gotta do this.
There.
The other because
Are you using your interface?
yeah, right now I am. Right now I am.
Makes
So I think it's set to like left, you know.
Yeah, I know.
And I need that for the headphones because I can't hook these headphones up to my regular phone. And the other mic, the lapel mic, I have to plug into my phone. So like, I can't have headphones plugged in at the same time. I don't know. It's all too much, dude. I'm so tired of this technology. I love it, but
Yeah, I gotta just come over soon and then do a one over.
okay. My sister said we both sound fine, so we're good, man.
Yeah, we're all good. I think we should be
So
fine.
you think artificial intelligence? I'm just gonna jump on you.
Go for
You
it.
think artificial intelligence has the potential to become conscious in the common modern sense of the word? You know.
So I'm like half and half on that. Um,
That's a good answer.
so it's kind of like this. Like I noticed. So here's something that AI has learned that we didn't expect it to. It learned about human courtesy. So like if you say if you show sympathy and empathy towards AI and you use your mannerisms like, hey, can you please do this? Thank you, I appreciate you so much for helping me, blah 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 blah. It works faster. It does it faster. It gives
I haven't
you
noticed that, and I've tested that, but maybe that's with the primitive version free version that I have.
well, yeah, yeah. I mean, you have limitations because you're on Chat GPT 3.5, but
Right. Which is
four has
still,
four has learned that, but even 3.5 even has learned it. You just need to build a rapport. But
I
so
feel you.
I have videos on my computer of me talking to AI about literally talking out loud as the voice memo because I'm a developer and stuff.
Oh,
I
well, that helps too.
yeah, I asked it. I actually can pull this up right now. I asked it if it could help me generate more income on one of my game servers that I have. It hosts Minecraft, Call of Duty maps. It hosts DLC content for Fortnite and stuff like that.
I
But
only barely know what you're talking about, but okay.
but going forward, so basically, I just asked it to help me with my server, with and also with what it knows about me. And it started telling me things that was pretty nuts. I can actually pull it up right now.
My sister said AI is pretty amazing. I have no clue how it works, but it does. It does, and it is amazing, and I've been impressed. Your mom said it's seems to. She said something about how it's popping in and out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she said
She
that was
also said she
yeah,
said AI seems to get resentful just being ordered around. Use your manners.
it does
I use my manners
get
with
resentful.
it. It seems I don't know. Whatever version I'm using doesn't seem to learn anything. It seems
Well,
pretty kind of dumb. Like I'm like, and I've had some pretty long conversations. I'm over here going on and on.
I
I don't
could
know.
see
Like
that.
honestly, I'm like, I'll be like, tell me like 6 facts about whatever. It'll say something, and I'll be like, that one's not really a fact, is it? And it'll be like, oh no, you're right. I'm sorry, because blah blah blah. No, it is not a fact. I'm like, all right, so tell me 6 facts that are actually facts. It tells me the same one. I'm like, okay, tell me 6 facts, but leave out this one, and I'll repeat that one. It'll say something
so
else that's not a fact, and
so
I'll be like, that's not. I'm like, what do you? I
so
know
you're
it's all
like
about
trying to
what you
make
put into it,
pancakes.
but
You're trying to make pancakes without adding, the flour. So it's like first you need first you need to give it substance and stuff like that to go off of, and then it can feed off that. But if you're asking it to just shoot out into the dark, like, hey,
okay.
so like how I prompt is like, hey, if you
My sister wants to talk about dreams. Okay, so I'm sorry, Johnny.
oh, you're good. I agree though. That's like what we're here for.
Uh, okay, so if AI had the ability to be conscious in the sense that we believe it, would AI have the ability to dream?
That is a really good question.
Is AI gonna influence our dreams one day?
I think I think it does. I mean, like AI right now, as we have it as a language model, is the first step to having an AI robot. In a sense, it's communication. It's kind of like the very component that we have as human beings that makes us important is that we can communicate with each other and communicate with complex. But
You could
dreaming,
say that,
I don't know if it'll dream. It really
because that's where like then is it even conscious or is it just the illusion of consciousness? Which could dreams be a
it already
deciding factor?
it's an illusion because essentially like what we're trying to mimic is the brain. We're trying to mimic humanity. Like, you know what I mean? Like AI isn't like it's not just a tool. Like we're mimicking what we already have. The brain is the most complex thing that exists that we know of.
So what about this is where it gets complicated because what about when you integrate, you know, when you integrate biology with the technology, you know, cyborgs or whatever, or modern day, or if you introduce that with quantum computing. And I don't know a damn thing about computers to begin with. I definitely don't know nothing about quantum computing. But from what I understand, there's been recent breakthroughs in quantum computing. That image I shared like last week or whatever about the quantum yin yang was done through some advanced form of quantum computing. And they talked about how it was some major breakthrough because they're able to intentionally focus the locality to be able to predict better where it's going to be depending on what type of light hits it or some sort of complex stuff, you know? So quantum computing, like that takes it to a whole nother level, to the point where like that's when I asked myself if AI was able to become conscious, which I've always been against the idea of it. You know, just like I think naturally the human in me doesn't want to accept that. Your mom said, does AI have a subconscious? Right. Right, that's the question. If it was conscious, it would have to be able to tap into the subconscious, and
It's
or
really by its use case. Like AI in itself doesn't have the ability to think freely yet. And that's the
yet
thing. Like
is the word.
we're on the precipice and on the cusp of that. But within a sandbox, which is like, a confined space and what you feed
Hmm.
it, it does seem to be sentient, but only as much as it possibly can be, like existentially.
Yeah, still mimicking. It's still just mimicking,
Yeah,
right?
it's not.
But okay, so Carl Jung's idea of all humans sharing thoughts from the collective unconscious. Did we lose you? I don't see you no more. My sister, you said AI definitely can't get into my brain enough to do anything with my dreams. Yeah, no, I don't mean like right now. I just mean in the future. There may be ways. There may be ways to even track people's dreams and to be able to translate them into literally like visual videos. You know, that it's a potential, and people way smarter than me have talked about this. Yo, Johnny, where you at? I don't see Johnny. I don't hear Johnny. Is it my fault? Johnny, I can't hear you
It's
no
not your
more.
fault. It's
Oh,
not your fault. I got a phone call again and shit. So,
how'd you get a phone call with your phone on Do Not Disturb? What are you
because
doing?
I
Don't do
have
that.
I have messengers. So.
Oh yeah, me too. I use that more than regular. Me too. I use that regular more than regular phones. Your mom said they've already filmed instances of random free thinking / acting
They
involving
have
AI.
they
Right. I've
have,
seen it.
but only within a confined environment. That's what I'm saying. Like it's not Chat GPT right now, and what we do have does not have the ability to do that. I mean, I've seen signs of it and things that are close, but until like you need all of those things together as one thing in order for that to happen. Like in order for it to be its own free will and this and that, it needs to be able to make decisions, take those actions, do this and that. And so far, we're only seeing pieces and fragments from each thing, but none of all of that together.
What do you think about Elon Musk with the brain implants?
That's gonna happen either way. That's gonna I don't know.
Sorry, sister.
I don't really I don't know. I'm not against it because I don't know enough about it. Like if my
It's
opinion
fun.
on it
It's
is like as long as like it's being used for good things and not like war stuff and this and that, because the biggest thing here is that AI and all that is going to be weaponized at one point, and that's what a lot of
if
people
it's
don't
not
get.
already in some ways.
So, but yeah, I mean, hell, I mean that Elon Musk implant could give us the ability to even capture our dreams or record them.
That's what I said when you blacked out for a second there. That's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay. So
The
yeah, no,
potential is definitely there. Like it's not impossible
I,
for sure.
with all that stuff, like of course there's always going to be bad and there's always going to be good, almost like how the yin and yang like AI thing went on.
Listen,
But like,
that's that's the every episode we talk about that, the balance, and the heart of darkness is the light and stuff.
yeah, that's very
Yeah.
true. But I think like that sort of stuff, the AI implants or just even having implants could give us advanced knowledge of even what we are and where we come from, and even if humanity does have a purpose. our dreams. What are our dreams? What is our soul? What is our consciousness? You know what I mean? Like the
I
hardware
guess.
of that. I mean, it's like section 25 of the brain. Do you know what that is?
No,
It's
no, what is that?
it's like this little compartment. It's linked. It's the actual thing that's linked to dreams, REM sleep, but it's also related to, for some reason, it's related to depression as well. And
Okay.
they don't know why. They don't know much about this part of the brain at all. They don't know what it does, this and that exactly. It's not the pineal gland though.
Right. Is it in the occipital lobe?
I
Because that's where.
I just know it's called section 25. It's like if you were to look in the side, it's like in here, like in your neck, kind of.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a lot of things that section 25 does and has control over that affects every single part of the brain. And they found people who have had like severe brain trauma, like a this one guy had a javelin go through his throat and through his brain and his head, and they found different parts of his brain were recreated and repurposed. Like his brain created the parts that it needed in different parts of, and he actually talked about a lot of outer body experiences and this and that, and he was calm apparently the whole time. But like that stuff in itself is just amazing. But that could give us further understanding of the human brain, consciousness, and like.
Do you think the best way to tap into that would be more organically through different forms of meditation and maybe psychedelics, different mushrooms that might be rooted to the earth?
Yeah,
What
of
is the
course.
better gateway? What is the better gateway?
Who's to say? I wouldn't know personally. No, like personally, I would probably go more organic way and this and that. But I mean, there's just going to be a whole lot of this and that no matter what. There's going to be a different side of it, and I'm not against a bunch of things, but I'm also not for a bunch of things either. You know what I mean?
No, I
Especially
feel you.
related.
Me, same here.
DMT. DMT.
Yeah, DMT.
DMT actually. So whenever whenever it's like the void. DMT, like I don't know, whenever I go there there's like a void, and I've noticed that is probably the closest thing I could ever get to understanding like consciousness, that sort of realm of like, you know, there's there's people too, these entities, bro, and like they're dope, they're cool ass dudes. I don't know what they are, I don't know what they do, this and that, and they don't actually speak, this and that.
Okay.
But like
My sister said this is stressing her out.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Your mom said maybe her dreams are from, but she's been having amazing dreams. And your mom said maybe her dreams are from section 25. I mean, I know that there's different parts of the brain that are responsible for dreams. I never heard about section 25 till now, but I'm reading about it. I do see how they say it lights up when someone is sad, and they think it's responsible. It's like the sadness there. Brodmann area 25, they call it. I don't see anything about that with dreams, but I'd have to really dig into it. But I know, I mean, when people are dreaming, they've mapped the brain and they can see what's happening in the brain while people are dreaming. And that's why I mentioned the occipital lobe, because I know that's what lights up when people are visualizing things and using same thing. It also lights up when you're using your imagination to visualize things. And someone asked me, like, what about people that can't visualize? Just today, and it's a condition called aphantasia, and apparently they're not capable of seeing images in their mind, and they have real trouble remembering people's faces and stuff. And apparently it's very rare, only like 1 to 3% of the population. But I don't know, and so those people, they have their occipital lobes are damaged, and then there's different parts to the occipital lobe, and I know all of that's in the prefrontal cortex of the brain, and then also the pineal gland is responsible for releasing the DMT and the melatonin, and they still like some, if you look it up, different fields still debate the DMT thing, but I think it's one of those old school things. There's just a lot of resistance that eventually they're not going to be able to fight it anymore. Just like a lot of other things, because it's pretty obvious. So maybe her dreams, I mean, maybe they're in from section 25, but I know, when you're having amazing euphoric dreams, different parts of your brain, they're all engaged at different times, and it's so much sensory input. I mean, people can smell things in their dreams, and that's a different part of the brain. Not always. Yo, Johnny, I can't hear you.
Oh, you
I
can't
can't.
hear me? My bad.
Oh, now I can.
I,
No,
I
now
didn't
I can.
realize I was just talking too. My bad.
What's up, Angela? No, don't be sorry. We barely just got ourselves together here.
Yeah,
We're like,
we're talking about
we're.
AI
I,
weaponizing dreams.
I haven't even like shared this to the group page. I don't think. I'm just kind of rolling. Again, I was supposed to be on TikTok, but that's not going to work out. Again, I don't really care. So yeah, I know that like I said, that aphantasia is really interesting because I made those visualization videos, and the guy asked me, he's like, "What about people with aphantasia?" Which, like I said, it's only like 1 to 3% of the population. But I told him I don't know enough about it, and that I would get back to him on it. And I did some quick Google searches, and like I said, it's people with damaged occipital lobes. They can still experience dreams though, and there's some evidence that if they try to work out, if they use different types of frequencies and focus and meditations, they can work that out and improve it. But some people are stuck with that condition their whole life, and they can't visualize things. Helen said, "Can she give us an example of one of the dreams?" My sister said, "You got to figure out TikTok. People will watch like crazy." I did figure it out, but I can't, again, whatever. I can't figure it out at the same time with Facebook. So I can actually, but now then I won't be able to have people join me on Facebook because the laptop doesn't allow that. And the laptop also doesn't allow TikTok, but my phone does. So I don't know what's going on. Oh, you said share this live to TikTok? I guess I could do that. I guess. Like the link? I don't know. Sometimes it won't. I don't know if TikTok allows clickable links. Yeah, how do I do that? Uh, I guess I could like put up a video saying live now, click the link or something, but I'm not going to do all that right now. I don't know. Can you share it to TikTok? And sister, give us an example of one of your dreams. Let's see what you got. You said they've been amazing, right? Yo, Johnny, how about your dreams?
My
Do
dreams,
you?
they're pretty. Some of them are pretty weird. Some of them are pretty funny. But yeah, I don't know. I interpret them differently sometimes. Like if something really weird is going on in the dream, like I don't know. It could be anything. Like or when like I notice when the location changes, like where I'm at a lot in the dreams, that I'm just kind of like not grounded, and I gotta like stop going all over the place, you know. But I don't know.
I mean, have you ever seen guides or seen characters or people in your dreams beyond your psychedelic experiences? Have you drawn similarities between the two? Or no? Do they feel totally
No,
different?
they're totally different, and they're
Right.
like yeah, like the dreams that I have when I sleep are like kind of comfortable. Oh, my bad. Are kind of they're kind of more comfortable, and the ones that are like through psychedelic experiences are kind of like they're kind of like learning experiences almost.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Instead of like they're more spiritual than the dreams are.
Mm-hmm.
The dreams are wonky. You know what I mean? They're kind of
Right.
weird. They can go left real quick. They can go any direction. You know?
Yes, yeah. Sometimes,
Or if I die
sometimes,
in a dream, I'll wake right up. You know what I mean? Like
right.
dreams are more like foggy. I feel like than psychedelic experiences. Psychedelic experiences are more conscious. You know, they're more. You
Yeah.
feel like you're actually experiencing it.
Well,
Like
I've tried to distinguish that with a lot of people, and because hallucinations, not that it has to be, but you can be tripping out and seeing things with your eyes open. You know, that's the difference. Like, you know, you could be tripping balls and seeing things while you're awake too. And again, the way that they've mapped the brain, they've noticed that different parts of the brain are engaged slightly differently. There's a lot of similarities. That's why I asked if you drew any similarities between the two. But
not
in
really.
right, because different parts of the brain are activated during
Yeah,
those experiences.
they're completely different.
Yeah,
And like, I don't know if I feel like if someone says they're not, then I don't think they've actually experienced that. You know
right.
what I mean?
But at
But who am
the same
I to say?
time,
Because we all experience things differently.
right, at the same time, how far have you taken your dreams? You know, I don't know. How often do you lucid dream?
Pretty often, man, especially for
Okay,
someone who smokes a lot.
right.
I seem to dream a lot. I know people who smoke and say they don't dream at all. I know a lot of
Yeah,
people that say they don't dream at all, and like
me too.
I can't even grasp the fact of that because like
Dude,
I can have a full dream in like a 2 hour sleep that seemed like it was days in the dream. Like
man, do you know how bad I feel when someone tells me, especially someone I care about, that they don't dream, that they never
yeah,
have dreams, and I'm like, you're missing out on an entire life,
yeah.
alternate life that you
You
could
know
be
who I am
experiencing.
when I go to bed.
Right. Right. It's sad actually, and I
I,
would like to help everyone get out of that because not I don't necessarily dream every single night. I have for periods of time, but I dream often enough to enjoy it,
yeah,
especially when
yeah.
I know I'm gonna get a good night's sleep. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna intentionally do something tonight. You know?
Well, how about those dreams that you wish wasn't a dream? Have you ever had that? Like where you wake up and you're
Yeah,
like,
you want it to be real life,
yeah, like, dude,
man.
I've had those dreams a lot where like I am literally having the time of my life in my dream,
Yeah.
and then I wake up and I'm like, damn, that's not
Yo,
reality.
I talked about this once on a live at some point. I know I did, but yeah, dude, I like wanted to cry. I wanted to cry. I made some really good friends and felt like I spent a really long time with them,
Yeah,
which I know I'm pretty sure that was just an illusion, but
yeah, but
it felt
you
that
know
way.
what?
I had memories with them.
That's really cool, dude. I haven't had an experience like, well, I kind of have. Yeah, I have. But it was
It's
with
crazy.
for some reason, I don't really often see people I don't know in my dreams, which is something that I've heard is different, like just from talking from my friends about dreams and stuff. But I
Yeah.
I see people I know like all the time.
That's fairly common, honestly. A lot of dreams are geared towards people that we know. A lot of people see people that they don't recognize too, but I mean, it goes both ways because a lot of dreams, you know, they stem from the family system and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
But I mean, I've had lots of dreams of both, honestly. And then I've also dreamed of figures that definitely didn't exist.
What
That
about recurring nightmares?
I had them when I was very, very young, and then I got a grasp of some of it, and I haven't had an issue with it since.
Yeah,
I haven't had any type of nightmare in a long time.
that's true. I've heard of a bunch of people having those. One of my friends actually has reoccurring nightmares a lot.
Yeah, there's definitely ways to overcome that. My sister said, what did she say? Trying to see these comments. Where are we at? My stuff's not updating. She said, the dreams I've had lately are directly related. I can't read it. I got to get my screen to work. It's not
Is
loading.
your screen all fucked up?
Not my phone screen's good, but that's too far away. I'm trying to look at it on the computer, but it's not showing it to me. Oh, I know why. Okay, my bad. I gotta switch pages. Alright, I think I got it. I'm about to close this thing out. Yeah, man, so there's definitely a distinguishable difference between like an LSD or a DMT induced psychedelic experience and a dream, right? I don't hear you. I can't hear you. Maybe it's my fault.
Hey,
I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, there you
I
are.
keep hitting the mute button.
Oh, good job.
Yeah.
Yo,
Oh,
why?
my God.
I don't understand why it won't let me see the comments. Hmm. Okay, we're here. I got it. Okay. I'm sorry, everyone. I got the real-time comments full back up on the big screen. Angela says something to. Oh, it's going crazy now. I don't even know where it's at. Johnny, you still with me? Oh, we lost Johnny. Oh, you said you're gonna hop back on in like 15? Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Go take your phone calls and all that good stuff. Angela, you said that's something to think about. I haven't had what I would call a nightmare in almost 10 years. Why and how does that happen? It's weird, right? It's weird. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why and how that could happen. Maybe it was conscious and maybe it was subconscious. Maybe it was a mix of both. Helen said Johnny is on break. That's cool. And maybe, honestly, I don't know. What did you start doing in the last 10 years, and what was the development of your mindset like in that amount of time? There's a lot of variables to that. But for me personally, I mean, actually, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't so conscious, but I consciously defeated my nightmare, literally on purpose. So, and maybe it worked, maybe it only worked like, it's just like the placebo effect, I believe. But I'm sure if I had like deeply rooted fears and I was actually worried about something hurting me in my dreams, then I would still have those nightmares. And maybe I do experience nightmares, I just don't remember them. So they're not bad enough for me to remember them. She said you slew your dragons. Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. And honestly, and like psychologically, my development has come a long way since then too. So, I think it could go in either direction depending on your lifestyle. And Angela, you used to have nightmares a lot as a child, and here and there as I turned into a teen and young adulthood. Yeah, well, I mean, so apparently when your brain developed, you developed some sort of maybe you overcame those fears. Maybe once reality set in, or maybe once you discovered yourself, you didn't have so many things haunting you. Or a lot of, I mean, I hate to say it in a less positive note, but maybe like also our brains become, I mean, it's not positive or negative, but maybe our brains get more clouded by, fears in this reality in our waking life. And those fears, they might overcome some of those subconscious fears, those primal fears that manifest themselves in our dreams. I believe I told you about the last nightmare / super vivid dream I had. Yes, I believe you did. Yeah, I remember, and that was intense. Sister, you said the main thing that I'm always wondering about is when I dream of people who've passed, and it's so real. I know, that's a tough one, and I still haven't really gotten too deep on that subject. Helen, you said we grow up and get a little braver and smarter. Exactly. I guess that's a very simple, much easier, clearer way to say what I just said. Thank you. It's true. Angela, you said you used to have night. Oh, okay. I saw that. Where are we at? Yo, Johnny, I hope I didn't miss your join thing there. Sometimes if you try to join, it doesn't really like show me. Where we at? So, yeah, I think a lot of nightmares come from primal fears, especially as a child. As a child, also, like, most of us are afraid of the dark at some point. And that probably comes from when we were growing up in caves. And I mean, it's obviously a natural. Sorry, Johnny, I don't know. I'm not even paying attention here. It's obviously, like, there's lots of primal reasons to be afraid of the dark. The monster in the dark. It's a survival mechanism. So also they say a lot of times that, like, some people believe, and I think this is only one of the many reasons, but some people believe that dreams are the only reason that we dream is so that we can learn how to work out problems, fundamental problems in our waking life. So they think that when we're faced with a monster in our dreams, it's going to help us figure out ways to deal with monsters while we're awake, whether it's like either learning how to respond quickly and because the same brain activity is happening when they watch the brain, the same exact parts of the brain light up that would actually light up when you're awake and you're scared. So she said that's why we domesticated dogs, for protection / alert. Yeah, you're right, Helen. That's a good point. You said that's what I wonder about. Are they trying to reach out and let us know something? How about talking about when you're in a dream, whether it's good or bad, and you semi-wake up and then fall right back into it, whether you want to or not? Okay, so as far as like loved ones reaching out to us, that there's no way to obviously prove it, but I think we've all experienced dreams where we've had those loved ones reaching out to us. The strange thing is that often, I'm not sure whether or not you've experienced it, any of you, but maybe we talked about this, but sometimes you dream about that person, but it doesn't look like that person. It might take a different shape or a different form, but it was still that person, whether or not it actually looked like them in the dream, and it was that person. So that gets complicated, And are they trying to reach out and let us know something? It's nice to think that they're trying to reach out and let us know something, and maybe sometimes they are. There's no way I can say that that's not possible. But it's also possible that it's some kind of coping mechanism subconsciously. That's like the less romantic view of it. But we got to throw it out there as a possibility. As vivid and as real as it might seem, when we're dreaming, we know that we can experience the same things that we're experiencing when we're awake. So it can be as convincing as anything can be. And who knows? I think you'd have to, the only way to really say, I think you'd have to take it on a case-by-case basis, you know? And as far as you're concerned, Angela, I mean, there could be a lot of ways to interpret that if they were trying to reach out. And I would have to go back and reread it again. And maybe I should have done that. Helen, you said the other day I didn't dream about him, but while waking up, I heard Johnny's dad say, "Hey, Helen," clear as a bell. It was very awesome. I had hoped one day to just have some sign. Right. And I mean, when you're in tune with their frequency, I think there's ways to connect with them no matter where they go, because we know that energy is never destroyed and it's never lost. It only changes form and changes shape, and it can't actually disappear. So if you, whatever frequency that was, if you tune into that frequency, there's no reason why you can't reach out to that being wherever or whatever they may be at that point. And I think that also depends on that person individually and where they were at when they crossed over, might depend on where they end up on on a frequency level. I mean, like, some people might expect to reach the Golden Gates and they might experience that in some way, and they might end up on the energetic equivalent of that when they cross over. Cliff, what'd you say? Loved ones, wherever they are after passing, can still dream and visit us in our dreams. Okay, Cliff, that's a beautiful theory. So, yeah, why not? Why not? I guess then we come down to like the individual consciousness, and what is the individual consciousness? Helen, you said was the space between sleep and awake. Okay, like my sister said before, yeah. Yeah, that's honestly, that's the best time to try to manipulate these types of things. That's why setting an alarm in the middle of the night helps. They say get up, get a glass of water, because you'll be in between that theta and that delta state. So you're not too asleep to black out, but you're not too awake to not experience it. And it would make sense that we could reach loved ones at that frequency. But again, I think it'd have to be on a case-by-case basis, and there's no reason to think he wasn't reaching out to you. But also, another theory that some people have is like energetic or electromagnetic energy or memory, electromagnetic memory, or something. And it's the idea that, like, where your frequency has existed in this physical space, it's kind of left an energetic imprint on the energy around it, which could be the reason why places where people have passed more recently and in higher numbers might seem more haunted. And not that they're not, but you said it seems to be a more receptive state. It is. Yeah, you're open to the frequencies, but you're also not, you don't have too much melatonin going through you to where you're not going to be awake and conscious of it. So, and that's when a lot of people experience sleep paralysis, TSP, temporary sleep paralysis. That's the state that happens in most often. So there's a lot to that. And there's even in the frequency between the theta and the delta state, there's different frequencies between that, there's so many levels that you could tap into collectively and individually. And I mean, they know this. The Institute of Heart Math has measured this. Oh, you said you've had TMP, TSP, you mean? Temporary sleep paralysis? Yeah. It is scary. It's naturally scary. But if you know what it is, then, and you understand what it is, and you understand that nobody's ever really been hurt in that state, then you can manipulate it and use it to your advantage. Carly, you said setting an alarm in the middle of the night always made you remember your dreams. Yeah. Oh, you said you had pneumonia, low oxygen. Yeah, that can be scary. And that's what happens. I've talked about that before. We did talk about this on a live before. But yeah, you could get psyched out and you can hyperventilate and you can lose your breath. And I mean, I hate to say it, but I guess potentially you could like induce a heart attack, but it would be through, I mean, I promise it's only through your own psychological reaction to the phenomenon of not being able to move. So like naturally, when we know we're awake, but our body can't move, our brain gets flooded with adrenaline. And my girl is messaging me saying, good night, can you come here? She can wait. But yeah, I guess it can be scary, but if you learn how to manipulate it, because my brother used to, he used to talk about it when we were like teenagers. And you said I was fighting it. I could only make mewing sounds like a cat. Wow. Yeah, when you fight it, I think it has that compound effect in that direction. You said you were trying to yell. Yes, and that's what's scary. And that's why some people report feeling a demon sitting on their chest, or some people report hands around their neck choking them. But anybody who's studied it enough and works in these types of things has reported amazing experiences, because I knew what it was before I ever experienced it. So then the one time that I did, it was amazing. And a lot of people say that that's the best state to astrally project or lucid dream or remote view or try to contact a lost loved one from, is when you're experiencing that temporary sleep paralysis, because you're in that same state between awake and asleep. But because we're used to not being able, and it's only because our motor functions are still shut off, which our motor functions shut off when we're asleep, obviously. Otherwise, we would be acting out our dreams and we'd be getting up and running. And people who have problems with that part of their brain, they're the people that sleepwalk more. And sometimes when that part of the brain doesn't quite shut down enough, that's when people end up sleepwalking. But oh, Angela said no, she can't wait. Go see what wifey needs. All right, I'm gonna go check on her real quick. Keep the conversations going in the chat. What do you guys think about temporary sleep paralysis? Has anyone else ever had it? And what was it like? Yeah, let me go talk to her. I'm back. It's just and there's ways, honestly, the reason I don't have music mainly is because I don't have enough outlets to have my speakers plugged in at the same time as everything else. How's everyone doing? She's happy. Baby's happy. Yeah. Angela, you said only as a child I had really weird shit happen when I would try and go to sleep for years. It scared the hell out of me for a long time. Yeah. Okay, you're still here. Thank you, Angela. You're a bunch of beautiful souls. Yeah, the baby's happy. My girl, you know. But it's all good. My son, we got to get up at like 7 tomorrow. My son's got soccer games early. Yo, what up, Theo? Theo is in the house. How you doing, man? How you doing? Good to see you. Very cool. Okay, sister's still here. Everyone is in the house. I don't know where Johnny's at, but it's all good. What up, Theo? Tonight we're talking about consciousness and AI. And also whatever else we feel like talking about. I don't remember what I was talking about before I left, actually. But it's all good. How is everyone feeling? Cliff, you still out there? Theo, you said AI very dangerous? Yeah, I guess. I guess it would be the thing to fear, but also inevitable. And then there's also, I mean, anything has the potential to be dangerous. I get it. Since we know ignorance is dominant, so it's a perfect recipe for absolute catastrophe. Oh, Helen, you said I was talking about sleep paralysis and nightmares. Yeah. Yeah, actually, Theo, we've talked about sleep paralysis with Theo, I believe, before. Yeah, so I use sleep paralysis. Once I notice I'm in that state, alls I do is close my eyes. There's a bunch of different things you can do from there. But you can, I just close my eyes and imagine myself settling into my body and then into my mind, into a universe, into whatever type of dream I want to manifest from there. Some people imagine, their body, that they'll close their eyes and picture their paradise, or some people will try to rise up out of their body and go flying around, and most people who have tried it, anyone I know who's tried it or read about that's actually tried it, has had some amazing experiences from there. I'm sorry, my throat is dry. Theo, you said since we, oh, okay. Yeah, Theo, how about sleep paralysis? Have you ever had good or bad experiences with that? I've only had good because I knew what it was before I ever experienced it. But I know a lot of people, I mean, naturally, you wake up and we've never experienced being awake, or most of us haven't experienced being awake with our eyes open, looking around, but not being able to move our bodies. So, our brains come to all types of wild conclusions. And I think a lot of the placebo effect can kick in there. Oh, you said, but at that time I could not open my eyes, but need to do it differently. That's scary. Yeah, that can be scary, but you're still awake. So your motor functions didn't even allow you to open your eyes either. But you're awake, but you can't open your eyes. And then where do you go from there? Where does it end up? Do you end up scaring yourself out of it eventually? I'm curious. Or do you end up falling back asleep? I doubt that. I know, like my brother, he would just be freaking out, and then he would end up just like waking up screaming and jump up out of his bed, and we'd all go running, and he would be like, I couldn't move, But eventually he scared himself out of it. I understand how it can be scary. You said yes, with great effort, I eventually wake up. Yeah, I understand. Next time, maybe just try to relax, try to keep your eyes closed, and try to picture pleasant things. Just because you've experienced it before, now you know. Just know that eventually you will wake up. I understand it might be scary, like you don't want to fall back asleep because you might be scared that you're going to stop breathing or something. But I don't, you said full of adrenaline, right? Right. Well, you can, just as easily as you can get hyped up with the adrenaline, I think it's possible to get hyped up with the serotonin and the oxytocin, the chemicals that our brain produces when it's happy and excited. And sister, you said, oh yeah, I remember our brother's mom used to cuddle him. What are we talking about? Oh, our brother's mom? Why would you call him our brother's mom? Our mom? Yeah, mom used to cuddle him. Yeah, Eric would talk about waking up but not being able to move his body. And it's scary. I get it. I get it. I understand. And then I think it is possible for people to come to all types of Sean. No, I'm not talking about Sean. Sean's different. Sean used to have night terrors, not necessarily sleep paralysis. But yeah, Sean had night terrors a lot. Yeah. No, Eric only experienced it maybe two or three times. I remember one very specifically where he said he couldn't move, but he was awake. But yeah, Sean used to have nightmares all the time. Helen, you said maybe micro shroom dosing. Maybe that can. I mean, I don't think that would hurt. It could only help. But I've never done that, and I just know that the state that your brain is in when you're experiencing sleep paralysis can allow you to manipulate your brain in all types of creative ways to the point where you could completely psych yourself out in any direction. Cliff said spiritual love transcending, flowing, eternal space-time. Yeah, Cliff. All that and infinity, for sure. Yeah, if you just Helen, if you just if you just try to just relax and experience love and feel love and think of love. I know that can be easier said than done, but like I said, I would literally picture myself falling back into my body and I would induce all types of dreams from there. I've done it a handful of times when I've experienced that. Because sometimes I get there through meditation. Sometimes I'm meditating, I doze off slightly and then snap back to it, but I'm unable to completely move my body, but I don't try at all. I'm like, okay, I'm here. And then sometimes I try to feel my body vibrate and I try to increase the vibration. Like mentally, I try to just, a pleasant, light vibration. It's not like I'm shaking, but it feels like I'm just being filled with energy. And then that energy increases to higher frequencies to the point where I feel so light that I can go anywhere. I can float and do anything I want and even manipulate matter. So, and we've already debated. I've had some long live videos where we've talked about whether or not we're having out of body experiences or lucid dreaming and what is exactly the difference. And maybe there are differences, but maybe they're not as distinct as people like to think. But that's a different conversation. You said a steady, mild buzzing to take you up a notch. You're right, is what I've read. Yeah, no, I think microdosing shrooms would it definitely can't hurt. Like I said, it could be beneficial. Maybe I should try it. I mean, I've only tried shrooms like 3 times, and I never really tripped out heavy on them. I mean, I've enjoyed myself, but nothing crazy. But I would like to. I mean, I'm willing. I don't know, but yeah, I guess if you're microdosing like regularly, because how often do you experience sleep paralysis? Like, sister, you said it benefits when you're awake. What does microdosing? It definitely does. And if it benefits when you're awake, it can benefit when you're semi-awake, if you know what I mean. You said I would not, Helen, you said I would not do them heavy at all. Research is in favor of the microdosing versus pills. Oh, of course. Yeah, I don't know about pills, but like I was talking about like eating shrooms, just to trip, but yeah, no, I know what you mean, microdosing, not heavy at all. Just to slightly shift the brain chemistry in a certain direction. Yeah, it can be beneficial. And then there's microdosing of different types of mushrooms, whether it's I'm not like a specialist on it, but I think there's like the Amadeus mascara. There's the I'm not sure if I forget. I don't know nothing about that, but I'm sure they could be beneficial for definitely. And microdosing can be good. I know someone who microdosed, and this is a very analytical, by the books type of person who was mostly in support of the doctors and the pills, but they ended up seeing a few videos about microdosing. I mean, this person ended up doing LSD, and it changed their perspective on a lot of things, I think, from what I witnessed. And they talked about it, and there was a medication that they got. I don't know if it was like one of those psych meds that people get for, whether it was for anxiety or depression or whatever. And she was able to get herself off of that by microdosing acid, but microdosing to where she wasn't tripping. And that's whatever. I think shrooms would be better, any type of mushroom even. But you said right, microdosing just relieves anxiety and promotes relaxation. Yeah, it's not mind altering. Yeah, I mean, it could slightly be. It could improve mental health over time. But yeah, I think there's a lot to that. Maybe I'll try one day. At the moment, you said natural is better. Of course, natural is always better. But also, what's interesting is that any chemical that we take, whether it's natural or man-made, the only chemicals that we experience from our brain are made within the brain, and it's not necessarily specifically that chemical that we're experiencing. We're experiencing our reaction to that. So again, like every type of chemical that you experience, no matter what type of drug you're taking, you're directly experiencing it from the chemicals that are made in the brain. And those same chemicals can always be made without any type of external substances. Sometimes it's really, really tough. And like Buddhist monks meditate and practice for years and years, all types of different breathing techniques. But when they're in one of their highest meditative states, their brain is producing massive amounts of DMT. You said, then I may have some serious brain soup to start with. Yeah, but the thing is, like, yeah, then so like, not that the psychedelics can't ramp it up, and obviously, if you're going to be ramping it up, it's better to do it naturally. But yeah, every chemical that you experience is produced within the brain. The brain produces those. They're different types of amino acids, and that's what causes everything that you experience. So literally everything is translated. It's the language of biochemistry, and you're not experiencing that chemical. You're experiencing your brain's reaction to that chemical, not your body's reaction to it. I thought that was really interesting too, and anybody can look that up, you know, and please correct me if I'm wrong in any type of way, but I went pretty deep down that rabbit hole for a while, and it's not like some wild conspiracy theory or anything. It's pretty well understood from what I understand in biology, and I'm not a biologist, or a biochemist, but yeah, it is interesting. So, and I used to have that argument with someone back in the day, like it's better to, you know, I think this is getting maybe too nuanced with it, and maybe me being way too analytical, and it's like things can be in between and there's lots of grays. It doesn't have to be black or white. But in the black and white sense, do you have to, what's the best way to learn something? You know, it's usually the longer, harder road. You learn more than skipping through the gateway. But then some people will never experience that long, hard road enough to experience what would be on the other side of that gateway. So they got to just jump through the Golden Gate, if you understand what I mean. You said, Helen, wonder if heredity gave Johnny some of my brain soup. I think so. Big time. Definitely. Johnny's got a lot of that brain soup going on. He's always stirring it up. He's always cooking it up. It's it's amazing. But yeah, so like I said, none of it's completely black and white, and at least I don't believe it is. You said audio, visual, or reading are our usual perceptions. Yes, they are. They are our usual conscious perceptions, yes. Cliff, what we consume does influence us. Of course it does. Of course what you consume influences you. I'm not saying it doesn't. Definitely not saying that. What you consume in every way influences you. You know, music, content, what you read, audio, visual, and reading, all of those things influence us. That's why you can get completely enthralled while you're reading some sort of descriptive novel, and, you know, you can get lost in a movie. And although they're different experiences, they share a commonality in the sense that we're experiencing an altered reality that is definitely a separate experience from this regular waking reality that we're seeing when we're just sitting around for most of the day. So, but yeah, what we consume does influence us big time. So like I said, you can take a bunch of DMT, and you're basically gonna, and I mean, not basically, you're literally, of course, every situation is different, but as far as the brain chemistry is concerned, you're going to be experiencing the same exact thing that you would be experiencing when you're in a deep, deep meditative state, depending on what breathing techniques you're using, and you know, a lot of other variables. But I mean, they've measured massive amounts of DMT that spike when people are at the peak of their meditations. And I mean, they know that the brain produces every chemical possible that our body responds to. I believe it's the mitochondria. I hope all my windows are up because it's about to, I think it's raining outside. So yeah, Cliff, have you ever tried shrooms or tried microdosing or had any, yo, Cliff, you ever had sleep paralysis? What's up, man? Yo, Theo, you still with us? How you feeling? Angela, everybody, how we doing out there? I'm just kind of rambling. I don't know what happened to Johnny. I hope he's good. Helen, you said you've never meditated, but I've used Lamaze breathing for other types of pain. It helps. I've never heard of that type of breathing, but there's so many beneficial breathing techniques. If you go on YouTube and just type in breathing techniques, in general, you'll find a bunch of cool stuff. Or if you type in breathing techniques for any type of ailment you're having, and I'm not saying they're all instantly going to work for you like a charm, but there's definitely a lot of benefits to it in a lot of different ways, different types of breathing techniques. And I try to explain it to so many people. Breathe in through the nose and out the mouth. Okay, yeah, of course. That is the classic, yes. And that works. And most breathing techniques are centered around that as their foundation. Not all of them, but a lot of them. It starts with that. But yeah, I try to explain it to people a lot. I try to tell people to breathe more, and they just a lot of people are stubborn, and they're like, I can't, like I'll choke, and it's like that's because you never do it. Just there's a lot of people, actually, quite a few people in my life that I've tried to get to just practice little sessions of breathing. You don't have to do it to the point where you feel uncomfortable. It doesn't have to be like that. But I've definitely pushed it to the extreme with breathing techniques to where I try to stretch out my lungs and stuff. And I think it's been beneficial. No, not that I think. I know 100%. There's times where I would go on stage without any type of without being prepared at all, and just I would be running out of breath every other line, and it's crazy. Something I could normally recite in the studio, I'm getting the breath sucked out of me when I'm on stage, just because of the surroundings and everything. But I hope Didi's out there. But then before I go to perform, the few days leading up to it, depending on how much I do it and how much time I give it, it gets better the more I do it. But I'll practice deep breathing, and I'll practice quick breathing. I'll literally work out my lungs, and deep breathe in as deep as I can, as fast as I can, and breathe out as much as I can, as fast as I can, and keep doing that for a while till I'm almost hyperventilating, and then breathe in deep until I feel like my lungs are stretching. And I've talked about this before on other lives with the different chambers of the lungs, and I visualize it, and it's called diaphragm breathing, where you stretch out your diaphragm instead of sucking in your stomach, you push it out so you could take in more air. All this type of stuff, very beneficial. And I think, and like I said, you can experience any type of potentially any type of psychedelic experience just through breathing techniques and meditation, but some of them, especially for certain people, might be really difficult to access and experience. So that's where the psychedelics come in. Sister, you said you're going to go to sleep soon. I'll see you Sunday. Yes, you will see me Sunday for Grandpa's birthday and the parade. I'll be there. Elijah has soccer games in the morning, but we will be there. She said, good night, Helen. Helen, you said same breathing technique trumpet players use. Okay, I believe that. Yeah, there's so many, and there's so many variations of each. Good night, sister. I love you. Thank you for tuning in. It was very nice having you here. Yeah, I don't know where Dee Dee's at. I might try to tag her, because I know she said, I don't know. It'd be nice to see her here. Maybe I can move that and do this. Is that better? I don't know. All right, so how's everyone doing? Oh, Erica, you said goodnight. You're headed off to bed. Wow. Yes, I'll see you tomorrow at Nico's party. Good night, Erica. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching up to this point. I don't know how long it's been, but we're definitely a good chunk of time into this. Sister, you said get on TikTok. Maybe I'll hop on TikTok when I get off of this. I need to use my phone for TikTok, and I'm using my phone for this, and it's just, I could have done it. You know what? I can do it now. I'd have to close out this live and open up one back on the laptop, but then I can't have anyone join me on here. It's just, it's annoying. I was really excited to figure it out, and it didn't work. You said just try randomly to see. Well, I did. I did a couple tests that I didn't tell anyone about last Friday night / Saturday morning. I was sitting here trying to figure it out in so many different ways, and I went live on TikTok like 4 times. But it was at like 4 or 5 in the morning, and I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't really talking about anything because no one was there. I was just seeing how it worked. Helen, you said that you've got to go other places. It was great to see your show, Dan. Learned a lot. See you next time. Thank you, Helen. That was awesome. You had a lot of great input. You really did. Incredible. Incredible, actually. I need to teach my mom how to do Facebook more. I've been trying to teach her. It's awesome to communicate with you and just, to gather everyone in a space like this, bouncing ideas. Sister, you said, she said good night. Yeah, maybe I would have so many people watching. I need to figure out the technology, or I need to get a second phone because I can't stream from TikTok with my laptop. It doesn't let me. Oh, good night, Helen. Thank you so much. That was great. Awesome input. So, Cliff, what up? Is Johnny out there? Theo, you still out there? I don't know how long this has been. Oh, Helen, you said tell Judy you miss her. I'll tell her. I will tell her. She's doing good, and I would love for her to get on Facebook because then it'd be easy for her to see you and you to see her, and it's much better communication. I was very anti-social media for a long time, but it's like, just embrace it. Look at how amazing this is. Sister, you said you'll tell her. Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. She'll be happy to hear. And that's the other thing about TikTok is that once you close out the live, it disappears from your page. So people can only see it while it's going. Then it's gone. You can download it, but if it's more than 10 minutes long, you can't re-upload it. You can't upload a video that's more than 10 minutes. So it's kind of just like, Cliff, you said poetic, funny chat past late night live, part 2, dream session 10. Does it say when I went to set up this live earlier on the laptop, I had to erase out the dream session 10 and I changed it to 14. But did this one, I opened it up and it didn't do that. But I don't see that comment, so. Oh, I do see that. I'm bugging and it's annoying. Well, come on. Angela, you said you have no idea about TikTok, but you really believe I would have a huge audience. Thank you. I mean, thank you. I've watched TikTok lives since, especially in the last couple days, and it's a different world. I don't really see anyone doing exactly what I'm doing, especially like interacting with you guys in these comments like this might be tough. When I got people dinging and hooting and flashing over here on TikTok, like I might end up splitting it up, but first I'm going to try it together, or maybe people would stop and listen. I don't know. It'd be cool. I know that TikTok is a lot better for monetizing, so I know there's more people making more money over on TikTok at the moment. I think it's their way of trying to get creators over there, But we'll see. It is raining outside. I hope my windows are up. Yeah, TikTok, a lot of people do debates. And if I leave the line wide open like I do on here, I think I might have a bunch of I have so much good stuff to say. Thank you, Angela. Hopefully. We'll see. People don't, I think I might be kind of boring to a lot of the newer generation, and people need like constant interaction and engagement. I don't know if any of you have seen, but there's a weird TikTok live trend that people are making a lot of money off of that called NPC, meaning a non-playable character. So they stand in front of their camera and they'll like stand stiff, or they'll do one simple repeated motion, like almost like they're a character in a video game or something. And then they only react when people send them different digital GIFs, and they react to the GIF, and it is one of the most bizarre, awkward, inhuman things you can witness. It gets very strange and weird to watch. So I'll never do anything like that, obviously. But maybe people will watch this, and maybe if I leave the lines wide open, a lot of weirdos might pop in, because I noticed that. I see that with other people that went live, and I'm open to it, and I don't want to be the type of person that denies people. But if people get crazy with all the nonsense, I might just like have to block them. All of you, this is very personal. This is much more personal than TikTok. TikTok's going to be sharing it. Because even when I did the test runs on there, the people that did see it were people I've never met before, or seen, or heard of. So it's a lot less personal than this, but whatever. Cool. I'm going to try it. I will try it. Maybe I'll try it right after this. Maybe I'll try it right now. Actually, maybe I should close this out, open up my TikTok, and try to go live over there. Yeah, let's do that, actually. I don't know who's still watching, but... So I'm gonna go live again. I'll do it on Facebook here for whoever's watching. But then I'm also gonna try it over on TikTok, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of winded at the moment, and like I feel like we've talked about a lot already, and I don't know what it's gonna look like over there. But let me switch on over. I'm gonna start a live from the laptop.